Video log 205, January 11th, 2018. Today we will be discussing the organism's adaptations to its location. Now, as previously mentioned, it's around the 4,000 meter mark underwater. The pressure here is obviously very immense. It's also very dark. Now, it provides a very difficult situation for the organism trying to, well, utterly not just implode, as well as see and essentially move in a way. So it takes on a rather sparse shape that helps to distribute its total mass. So let's just imagine this being our creature, right? Rough sketch. Of course, this is realistic as the creature obviously being under with absolutely no light or no need to see. It doesn't develop a pigmentation. It doesn't need to. So it will appear in almost albino form. And due to this lack of light, it will not need to look. So it doesn't develop eyes or any sort of vision sensory organ. It develops sound senses. Antenna, you see. It will sense its way around using echolocation. Now, before I get to my little demonstration, where I use an anonymous AI, we must first continue going over its standard features, of course, having gills to filter, fins for directional senses. Now, I'd like to refer back to yesterday's demonstration of the pillow to really show you how having such a rigid structure, like, let's use a non-aquatic animal in this demonstration, even though it's not necessarily the most adequate. Let's say a bear, and let's pretend that that's a bear. Yeah. So, it, with its amount of strength, obviously we see it as a very strong and powerful, very structured, complex organism, but it would crumble down here. Whereas this organism does not, because of its lack of a structure, which seems kind of counterintuitive, but it works. Now, going back to that pillow, it was all spread out, spread its mass, it had a lot of give. This organism does as well. Its skeletal features are minuscule. They're not exactly the most stable. Now, of course, it gives it an eel shape. However, I do not believe it to be a member of any sort of eel family. Of course, further explanation will be needed. Now, getting back to how it gets around, it travels in an almost bat-like way, in that it uses echolocation. Now, let me demonstrate how that works. Vibration created by the animal, which of course it can do because it has this physical ability to do so, it can use its sensory organs, which in this case are antenna, to really just get a better stance of where everything is due to vibration of, in this case, the water bouncing back to it. Now, I will use this demonstration completely blindfolded with my eyelids. Now, I will use an anonymous AI, okay, which none of you will ever know the identity of. Alexa, are the Russians listening?
Sorry, I don't know that.
See, I can tell that Alexa is somewhere in this region. Now, I will see if I am correct, and yes, in fact, I am. Alexa is right here. Now, let's just say, for instance, the volume were to be, let's say perhaps turned down. So, Alexa, volume 1. I will now not be able to comprehend that vibration as much. However, this creature with this enhanced sense, it will be able to do it much, much easier. Now, Alexa, where are you?
I'm here, and my head is in a cloud.
I'm assuming that it's still there, but it feels as though it has moved further away. However, of course, that was the correct distinction, as it did move. But this creature and organism behind me would be able to sense that in much of a higher rate. You can compare its increased sense of hearing to the sense of sight of a hawk. Now, I believe, as far as adaptations go, that's about it. Now, you will see it also has its run-of-the-mill basic anatomy of any sort of fish, as to speak. I would have to say this is the end of session 2.